Hello and welcome back to Weekend Riffs. This past week, Spectrasonics dropped Omnisphere 3, which I am stoked about. There's a bunch of new updates to the browser and thousands of new patches, but I think what I'm most excited about, they finally made Omnisphere Effects, their new audio effect plugin that allows you to use Omnisphere's effects rack as a plugin on anything you want. So for the first time ever, you can actually play a guitar into the guitar amps in Omnisphere's effects rack. So today I'm going to use it to get every single tone in the song. I've already dialed in a rhythm tone here. Let's check it out. So here it is. This is literally all I'm using for this guitar tone. This Ibanez Tube Screamer into their Sans amp with a little bit of EQ after. And I also have this magnetic echo set aside for when it's time for some lead tones. So a really important difference between the amps in this rack and other amp sims is that these are designed to go at the end of the signal chain in Omnisphere. They're not necessarily made for guitar DI, which is kind of weird to think about. Definitely weird to dial in because, as you can see, I have the drive absolutely cranked to get some semblance of that amp squish that you love from a good amp sim. Took a little bit of work, but not bad, Omnisphere effects. Now for drums, I'm going to keep using the Monarch kit from RS Drums because it is just by far my favorite kit. But here's what I've got for the drum bus effects. For bass, I'm using Jin Bass 2's DI going into this rack right here. I was a little nervous that I wasn't going to be able to get what I needed out of this for bass, but then I found the multiband distortion unit, which was not there in Omnisphere 2. So I decided to kind of use it like a mini parallax, and it's doing the trick. I'm going to start it all off on keys with this patch I found called Cells at Work. Here's an idea I've got going. I have a feeling this is going to be like an Argent Metal cyberpunk episode. I'm excited for this. Now I want to find a nasty bass synth. That was quick. This is going to be very heavy, guys. You know what? I'm just going to go in and find a bunch of stingers and sound effects for this as well. Yes, that. Ooh, drops and downers. Oh, you guys can't see my speakers, but they didn't like that. That one's kind of cool. Whoa. I like that. That's sick. Yes. Guys, I already love this song. I've got an idea for a drop that's going to go crazy. Real quick, another thing I love that they added is this global parameters section. So if you never used Omnisphere before, basically, if you were to open up a patch you like and you wanted to just mess with the filter or mess with the attack and release, you'd have to pause for a second, look through each layer to find the best place to do that one simple function. But now they give you one simple page where you can find basically anything you might reach for on a hardware synthesizer. They also profiled a bunch of keyboards for their hardware integration here. So now the knobs on my A61 just automatically map to some of these. It's so cool. It feels like using a real synth. It makes playing with patches super simple now. So now I'm going to use these to just remove the low end from this sound leading up to the drop. I think I'm going to find some sounds to layer my drum kit. Just gonna... Ooh, I like that. All right, I'm going to find some kind of percussion loop and then we'll move on to the next section. Nice. Let's lay down some drums for this drop. All right, I'm thinking of Born of Osiris when I'm doing this. I'm going to try it as all 16th notes, but I kind of want to make it like ridiculously fast, 30 seconds, like Born of Osiris would, or like isometric by the algorithm. Let's just see how we go. I want some kind of like anvil snare going on at the same time as this. And yes, we're going to see if there's one in Omnisphere. Yes. That's exactly what I had in mind. Maybe the whole thing pitched up though. Give it some snap. All right, I think what I want to do next is find a bass synth to go underneath that. It's just buzzy and constant and fat. It's kind of what I want, but I want it to be meaner. Oh, that'll do. And I kind of want it to move, so I'm going to use the hard sync parameter and just draw some automation. It's kind of cool. It resembles like feedback in a weird way. All right, I think I've decided I want some gallops and 30-second notes in there, so let's start with the kick. All right, time for guitars. I've been putting this off because I know it's going to hurt. I'm going to have to comp a lot, but I'm doing this out of my own free will. I might have to program that part, but I've got another part I can definitely play. Let's try it. It's already cramping my hand up. I gotta give it a shot though. I gotta try for real. Da-ga-da, da-ga-da, da-ga-da-da-da-da. Let's just try it. All right, I think I got it somewhere in there. We got it. Doesn't sound half bad either. That's heavy as shit. All right, last layer I'm going to do, and then I'm going to call it. I'm going to try to replicate the synth ARP that we started with in like a telephone guitar. And I'm going to do it using something I've been very excited to try, Unclean Channel. Finally, I can use this outside of Omnisphere. I don't want any drift, no fucking flutter, but I want to use this the way it was intended, which was to be like a lo-fi channel. Maybe that's a cooler second ending. Oh, man. All right, I think I got it. Let's hear it. All right, this is sick as f. I'm just going to add a few more effects and we'll call it. I want another kind of busy industrial percussion loop. Experimental organic, that's what I'm looking for. Yep, let's see, what is this sound? Oil can bow with a rusty spoke. Oh, Omnisphere, you're weird as fuck. Maybe I'll layer it with one more. Ooh, I can work with that. Yeah, see, that's where the global features come in handy. It's clear that the sounds have decay in them. It's not just like a reverb thrown on it. So instead of going through all these different parts and like finding which envelope is specifically giving it that decay, this gave me exactly what I wanted. Just sick. Let me pull up a CPU meter because I'm using so many instances of Omnisphere. I'm surprised right now that this isn't like maxed out constantly. It's pretty tight. Builds and risers. Make it stop. Maybe not scoring. I know they've got to have like some reverse effects. That's kind of what I want. All right, now I need a hit. Yep, that's cool. Maybe one more riser into the snares. Maybe that. I need to cut some of the mids out and the lows, but it'll work. Okay, now I'm starting to see some signs that my computer is not happy with all of these instances of Omnisphere going on here. Okay, these are all one-off effects. I'm going to bounce these in place and start deactivating some of these instances. Oh, I feel better already. Oh, and there's all these as well. Oh my god. For those of you following at home, I named all the tracks off of the patches that I used. So if you hear anything you like in this, you can go and try it yourself in Omnisphere 3. All right, I think I'm just about done here. Let's give it a listen. Huge. Wow. There's work to be done for sure, and this is like a shorter riff than usual. But wow. This is a sick idea. This was a really cool experiment. There's a lot of ways that Omnisphere thrives in this context. I'm kind of excited to put more time into this idea. Some of the tones I got here feel a little awkward because of the limitations I set for myself here. I'm definitely going to put more time into this guitar tone and the bass tone because I'm still getting familiar with the new Omnisphere amps. And they're definitely not like tailored towards this genre, so it's going to take more work for them to stack up to any of the Neural DSP or Mixwave stuff that I usually use. But a lot of fun. Really cool that that's even possible now. It's so crazy to finally play through one of those Omnisphere amps that I've used so many times in synth patches. I also really enjoy doing this kind of cyberpunky vibe. I think I want to put more hours into this. So cool. So sick. Thank you so much for joining me for this episode of Weekend Riffs. Please leave me a like if you like this. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I upload every Saturday, so you're going to want to subscribe and click on the bell below. I also have a series called RTFM where I talk about the tools we use to make music and how they can inspire music. So if that sounds interesting to you, would love to see you there. See you next time. Peace.